Inside the dungeon, the convicts happily slaughtered the goblins, so Mr. Song couldn't even tell which were the beasts anymore, although he easily killed the beasts himself. However, what surprised them the most was how much stronger Jin-Woo got in his nice dagger, and that he didn't suffer a single injury throughout the battle. Mr. Song could tell that aside from Jin-Woo's appearance, his aura had also changed, so he even asked if he had started learning martial arts. After going deeper, the dungeon's path split into 3, so Taesik wanted to split the team into 3 to clear the dungeon faster, and he declared that he would bring the convicts with him, so no one opposed him. Because of his improved perception, Jin-Woo could tell that the boss was on the left path, so he asked Mr. Song to choose this path as he wanted to use the boss to gain some experience. Mr. Song agreed, so Kim and Kang took the middle while Taesik's team was on the right. But while entering, Jin-Woo noticed that Taesik was watching him. While killing the goblins, Kang hoped that they could finish the raid safely. Kim was certain that they would, as Jin-Woo, the weakest hunter, was part of the raid, and he thought the previous raid in the double dungeon was just an exception. Afterwards, he declared that he would apologize to Jin-Woo for abandoning him, despite knowing that Jin-Woo would refuse to forgive him. He thought he couldn't continue as a hunter if he couldn't recognize and own up to his own mistakes. Meanwhile, Taesik watched as the convicts slaughtered the goblins before asking if they could also kill humans as easily. The convicts affirmed, saying that they don't see any difference between humans and beasts. It was then revealed that the convicts had assaulted a girl, and because of this, the girl took her own life, which psychologically shocked her mother, causing her to be hospitalized. So the father couldn't accept that the convict hunters would be free after joining a number of successful raids. He hired Taesik for 3 billion won to kill these convicts, aware that anything that happened inside the dungeon wouldn't be revealed to the outside world. And Taesik was planning to pretend that the convicts were killed by 100 goblins. Kim and Kang easily beat the goblins, so they immediately reached the end of that path. However, it was connected to the right path, so they witnessed Taesik killing the convicts. Taesik was surprised to see them, but he just killed the remaining convict, and he thought he would need to change his story while walking towards Kim and Kang. Jin-Woo recalled that Taesik was with Woo Jinchul to check if he had reawakened, but he hopes Taesik doesn't remember him. At the same time, they heard a scream echo throughout the dungeon, and Jin-Woo immediately rushed towards its source. Joo-hee screamed in fear after seeing the corpses of the convicts. Although Kim was still alive, he was barely holding on to his life, so Jin-Woo had to scream at Joo-hee to have her hurry and heal Kim, as she was frozen in shock. Mr. Song noticed that the wounds on Kim's body were caused by a weapon, and whoever did it was avoiding finishing him off. Kim tried to stop Joo-hee from healing him. He knew he wasn't going to survive. However, Jin-Woo reminded him that he had to survive for his family and so that he could continue holding a grudge against him. However, Kim started apologizing. He regretted that he couldn't bow down and give a proper apology, but he continued to apologize until his very last breath. While they were distracted, Taesik tried to kill Joo-hee, but Jin-Woo acted fast enough to stop him. Taesik was surprised by how fast Jin-Woo was, and he was a little disappointed that he couldn't get rid of the healer quickly. Mr. Song couldn't believe that a Hunter Association employee was responsible for all these deaths. He thought Taesik wouldn't get away with it. However, Taesik was planning to blame their deaths on the convicts and pretend that he was busy fighting the boss, so he couldn't control the situation. Jin-Woo thought Taesik was a scum, and he was already prepared to fight. However, Mr. Song stopped him, thinking that he didn't stand a chance against Taesik. He wasn't confident himself, but he decided to fight as he picked up Kim's sword and asked Joo-hee to cast a physical strength buff on him. He thought he could exploit the assassin's weak defenses, but Taesik just mocked him, not feeling threatened at all, as he thought it was useless for a mage like Mr. Song to rely on a sword. Although he was surprised at how skilled Mr. Song is with the sword, it wasn't enough as Mr. Song was not fast enough to land a hit, which Jin-Woo was also aware of. However, Joo-hee's healing was troublesome for Taesik, so he tried killing her first. Mr. Song used this chance to attack, but Taesik was fast enough to react. He acknowledged Mr. Song's swordsmanship, so Mr. Song declared how confident he was in his blade technique, as he had even trained in S rank. However, Taesik used his superior physical ability to overpower Mr. Song, and Joo-hee was also unable to heal him, so Taesik thought it was over. But Mr. Song was actually waiting for him to let his guard down as he blasted Taesik with his fire magic. Sadly, it wasn't enough to do any serious damage, so he thought it was the end for him. But to everyone's surprise, Jin-Woo managed to stop Taesik again. Taesik couldn't believe that an E rank managed to stop him. He disregarded that Jin-Woo was a false ranker as he saw Jin-Woo's genuine familiarity with the group, so he immediately concluded that Jin-Woo had a second awakening. Mr. Song and Joo-hee were surprised, but they thought it happened after the double dungeon. Hearing this, Taesik recalled that Jin-Woo was the weak hunter he visited with Woo Jin-chul. He wondered when Jin-Woo had his reawakening, but he thought it didn't matter as he felt that he was superior in terms of experience. Jin-Woo asked Taesik's reason for killing Kim and Kang, as he could tell that he wasn't just trying to silence them based on their wounds. But it was revealed that he was just killing for fun, and he felt more pleasure killing humans than beasts. Afterwards, he started attacking Jin-Woo. Although they were matched in terms of speed and strength, he used his experience fighting stronger opponents to gain the advantage as he managed to land multiple hits on Jin-Woo. However, Jin-Woo didn't lose confidence. He received a quest to kill Taesik because of his killing intent. And while he was confused when Jin-Woo mentioned his system, Jin-Woo charged at him with even greater speed, and he was poisoned after failing to dodge his dagger. Taesik knew that it was the dagger's special effect, but he declared that he had something special to show Jin-Woo as well, as he suddenly vanished. Taesik explained that no one who had seen his stealth skill ever survived as he landed multiple slashes on Jin-Woo, including on his ankle to hinder his movement. Joo-hee wanted to help, but Taesik's threat froze her in place, and he declared that she and Mr. Song are next after Jin-Woo. However, he was rendered speechless when Jin-Woo's wounds suddenly healed. He couldn't understand how a combat-type hunter could use healing magic, but he felt danger from Jin-Woo as he finally realized that Jin-Woo had also killed a human before. Jin-Woo felt like he had lost another emotion, while Mr. Song realized that Jin-Woo had been forced to make a lot of grave decisions, which caused his drastic change. Meanwhile, Taesik used his stealth again before attacking Jin-Woo. However, all of his attacks were blocked this time, and Jin-Woo used his murderous intent skill to reduce his abilities by half, also overwhelming him with fear. Then Jin-Woo used this chance to stab him and finish the battle. Knowing that it was over, Taesik explained that it was normal for hunters who thrive at combat to have different morals and kill a person. He declared that Jin-Woo was the same, and although he couldn't understand Jin-Woo's existence and diverse abilities, he was certain that he couldn't pretend to be an E rank anymore. Jin-Woo doesn't understand his existence himself, but he told Taesik that he was a hunter who gets stronger with every battle. Hearing this, Taesik thought Jin-Woo's shadow had become one with the darkness and that the limit of his strength was as deep as the darkness. Jin-Woo agreed that he was incomparably stronger compared to his past self, but he also felt that something inside him was falling apart the stronger he got. Joo-hee and Mr. Song thanked Jin-Woo for saving them, but Jin-Woo asked them to leave first as he went to fight the boss and clear the dungeon. Woo Jin-chul recognized Jin-Woo as the E rank he had met on the double dungeon incident. He thought he was almost unrecognizable, but he immediately apologized for Taesik's actions. However, he asked who among the trio defeated Taesik. Jin-Woo thought he couldn't keep his secret any longer, but Mr. Song actually declared that he had defeated Taesik with the help of a B-rank healer like Joo-hee. Woo Jin-chul was surprised, but he thought it was the only possibility. Meanwhile, Jin-Woo realized that Woo Jin-chul was actually a powerful A-rank hunter, but his thoughts were interrupted when Mr. Song apologized for overstepping his boundaries. But he told Jin-Woo that helping him keep his secret was the payment for saving his life. The man who hired Taesik revealed himself, so it was determined that Jin-Woo's group acted in self-defense. Jin-Woo thought that so much had happened in a single day, but Joo-hee suddenly took out the essence stone he had given her. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to drop a like if you enjoy this video, and please subscribe so you won't miss the next part. And just comment down any anime you want to see in this channel.